Hey! Welcome back, everybody, but probably nobody. This is ThorW, and welcome back to Dark Souls 3. In our last episode, we met Yol of Londor, and then murdered ourselves many times in order to become our true form, a hollow. The true form of the bearers of the Dark Sign is technically a hollow, so they're not wrong, and he gave us 5 free levels for it. After that, Yol kind of died, and Yuria took his place, another person from Londor. And she sold us a couple things, and we figured out that she is a follower of the Dark Sign, and seems to be a disciple of Koth the Dark Wraith, the primordial serpent, as opposed to a follower of the Flames. Now, to begin our exploration of the Undead Settlement, this is a pretty darn large area. And one of my favorites throughout the entire duration of the game. This is a really good area. With good enemies, good level design, good everything. I really like this area of the game. So, there are hanging bodies all over the place. There's a small leather shield. More bodies being hanged from the ceiling, covered up, and just kind of a ghastly sight. Let's go back. Small leather shield. Just a small leather shield. Pretty much. There's no real lore behind that. Sometimes the shield is just a shield. So, let's take a look at this dude, because this dude got it bad. Now, his face is covered up, but if you take a look at him, he has roots and trees growing all through him, much like the guys back in the High Wall of Lothric that were kind of impaled by roots. This guy just has roots growing throughout his entire body, and he shatters when you do it. When you roll through him. Hey now, sir, you weren't supposed to activate yet. Whatever. Charcoal behind bundle, not bad. So yeah, this place is the Undead Settlement is not a happy place. There's these little guys. These are called thralls, for anyone that wants to know the enemy name of these guys. They are relatively numerous. They like to set up ambushes all over the place. In fact, there's one hanging from the wall right there. See, look at him. Look at that guy. When we come over here, he likes to drop down and become active. Luckily, they are very weak little enemies. They're meant to kind of group up on you. And if you take a look, there's yet another person just completely grown through. And we've got these cages just filled with dead guys. Oh, I have binoculars on. Cages filled with dead guys just all over the place, kind of hanging out around here. This, the Undead Settlement, not the happiest place on Earth. It is not Disneyland. And to further illustrate that point, we come over here, and, well, we've got some people just kind of over here worshipping. Oh, whoops, I forgot one thing. I forgot one little detail. Before we go back to the people worshipping, if we come over here, there is a balcony, which we can smack that corpse down for an item. Didn't want to forget that. Oh, hi guy. Forgot you were here, though. And an item right back here, repair powder. Kind of a useless item. I've never had to repair anything before, but in case you guys ever need to, there's repair powder there. If ever you have a piece of equipment in danger of breaking, be sure to use it. So, as I was saying before, we come over here and there is just a congregation of people over here just praying to this tree with with bonfires lit under it and corpses hanging from it. So yeah, that's lovely. Wonderful imagery. Come over here and get the item that we dropped down. This is Loretta's bone. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's not good. That's not good at all. Old human bone with several holes bored into it. Old discolored human bone with several holes bored into it. A woman's corpse in the Undead Settlement was found clutching this bone. Her name was Loretta. If you recall, we were asked by Greirat to find someone named Loretta. Well, I think we found her. Anyway, there's some exploding barrels over there. This helps clear these guys out in a timely fashion, and a relatively safe one. Because there are a few enemies in the area. And they will throw firebombs at you as well if you don't throw them first, so, you know. Now then. These guys are here, and a completely new enemy, which I just got bodied by. This is a weird-ass cleric. I'm not actually sure of the enemy name, but she casts magic, kind of dark miracles at you, and has this big-ass weapon that causes bleeding if she hits you. In addition, she can be rather annoying. She's an evangelist, that's it. She can be rather annoying because she can super armor through your hits and kind of hit you when you're fighting her. Really not fun. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a quick peek at those evangelist clothes. Maybe there's some lore behind them. Robe of an evangelist set from the cathedral. These teachers, all women, come to enlighten inhabitants of the Undead Settlement and sent carriers on the path of sacrifice. Path of sacrifice, huh? Well. Let's go ahead and get rid of him. Go ahead and get rid of him. He's not really angry at me, but he will be if we're not careful. We get an Estus shard for our troubles here of clearing the area out. Always helpful to get more Estus shards. And over here, right behind the tree, there's an ember. Now, there are multiple pathways, as you can see. There's a pathway right here, and I believe there's a guy down here. Yep, sure is. There's a pathway right here, there's a bridge over there, there's a door right there, there's some directions to go. We've got our choice of places to head. Now, I'm only coming over here for this item real quick. We will be taking a different pathway first. If you guys are playing along at home, feel free to follow the path I take, or even explore for yourselves if you want to go that way. But I just wanted to grab that Titanite shard, because, you know, upgrade material. And we're going to go across this bridge to a land of magic. So this guy swings his weapon. This guy, anyone with these red robes has firebombs on them and will throw them at you, so do be wary of that. Now then, let's see. Hello? Hello, old McDonald. Nice farm you got here. Those guys are a trap that kind of attack you once you come and grab this. But I decided to take care of them. There is a thrall hanging from the rafters. This guy's really tough. He has a flamberge with him as a weapon. Unfortunately, he didn't drop it. He does have the ability to. Open the door, get on the floor. Everybody walk the dinosaur. So I came out here to grab this Caduceus round shield. For anyone that's played Dark Souls before, they know that's a pretty darn decent shield. It's a nice small shield and it's very useful. Wow, I didn't know that little fence piece existed. Now then, what we want to do, or what I want to do, is come back here and be careful of the thralls hanging from the ceilings and walls. Thralls in the walls. There's a couple thralls on the rooftops here shooting blow darts at us. And there's a thrall right here. Damn it. For some reason I missed. And another thrall that comes over from there. So you can tell these guys love ambushes. So let's get this guy off the ceiling, because he's annoying. And then let's get this guy off the ceiling, because he's annoying. Ah! Firebombs. Good. We've restocked our firebombs with that. Oh, whoops, I didn't mean to come down here. Darn it! Darn my natural bad sense of direction. Let's go right back behind there. Sorry about that, guys. Just taking a little detour. By the way, let's heal up a bit. I did take a little bit of damage from the fall and everything. Right, it's right over here that I wanted to go. It's a plank shield. And this creepy guy.
Anna disappeared. So Grunton carries a cage. He ever has his cage. And Nana's never coming back. So come into the cage and become Nana's shade.
I wish I had any idea what that meant,
Another nana.
because that's all he says. But at least, but these guys are alive in this cage, just emaciated and slowly dying, or slowly becoming hollow at the very least. Oh, you jerk. How dare you. I'm climbing the ladder here. Now you're dead. Take that, thrall. Yeah, you douchebag. Get a homeward bone over here, and we want to drop off this roof over here for a nice little extra area. Now this guy looks scary, but don't worry, he's a teddy bear. He ain't gonna do nothing. For now. Now, this is a tricky corpse to get properly. Kind of want to get it swinging, and then when it swings back, we hit it down, and we get the flame stone plate ring. Let's take a looky-loo at that ring. Increases fire damage absorption. Stone plates are symbols of true knights, and red stone plates are granted to those who valiantly face chaos. So it's good against fire damage. It's an okay ring. Now then, this gentleman. What we want to do is come up behind him and examine. And we get into that cage. Willingly. We just willingly get into that cage. Oof. Sounded rough. As you can see, we had a bit of a rough landing. The cage broke. And we're in this lovely little area. The gentleman down there. So yes, let's take a look around and examine our surroundings. As you can see, the cage we arrived in completely disappeared because it only existed in the cutscene. But look around, there are massive trees. This is a big hole, for the most part, and completely covered up. Here's, I guess, where we landed. I mean, the cage we were in is different, but there are cages all over the place. The creaking sound of wood. Let's get over here and take a look at all this, at this area with all the, see the candles up there and everything, stalagmites growing through the ground, roots all over the place. So it's clear we weren't the first ones here, judging by this guy and the fact that there were cages all over the place. But, ooh, free item. Let's ignore him. Large wooden shield. I don't think there's any lore behind it. I think it's just a shield. Sometimes it's just a shield. War God wooden shield. Wooden shield reinforced with metal, the largest of the wooden medium shields. This bizarre pattern featured on the shield is the mark of a mad god, revered as a god of war in remote regions. So, a little bit. And also, there's the plank shield that we got. This is a crappy shield. It's bad at everything. Everything.
Well, what's up? This pit is for hollows, not for the likes of you sane folk. Or perhaps you are a hollow, posing as otherwise?
Me? Indeed. Rather
Yes,
clever.
yes. Then we are just fine. It's important to know who you are. But we'll all be mad soon enough. And should you be undead, well, all the more so. Beware, the shackles of the gods are fragile. You might need this. Etch it on your heart if you feel your sanity slipping.
Interesting.
Come here to pile up your victims, for that will form your anchor. You'll see when you go mad. They'll be your family. You'll go. Take my advice.
Whoops.
This pit is for hollows, and you've...
See if we can get him to say that
This
again.
pit is for hollows, and for the occasional madman.
Oh, you'll go mad one day, but not today, blah blah blah. You guys can read. Anyway, for anyone wondering, this gentleman's name is Holy Knight Hodrick. Take a look at him. He's got a cool hat. He's got a neat little hat. And he's wielding a flamberge, in case you're wondering. So, I want to point out with the flamberge, there's a nice little detail there. As you can see, right above the hilt of that, there is a bit of binding there, much like his handle, and then another kind of sword guard there. And that is because weapons, back in the old days, used to have that, specifically for when you needed to choke up on a large weapon like this. Because if you get into close range combat, well, you don't want your blade to have that extra range, because you don't need it. So yes, nice attention to detail with that. Anyway, this is the Mound Maker's Covenant area. Pledge oneself to the Mound Maker's Covenant. A malformed vertebra found by the mad, with a queer symbol on its inside. Proof of the shackles of the gods. Equipped to pledge oneself to the Mound Maker's Covenant. The Mound Makers wish only to add to their mounds, becoming mad spirits, whether summoned as cooperators or invaders. They are blithe to those around them, and in their minds, any kill might lead to another shackle. So if you paid attention to what he said, pile up your victims, for they will become your family. So essentially, this is an invasion covenant where you invade other people for PvP, and like the basic lore behind it is these people are kind of crazy, Look at all these skeletons and everything. Look at that. You can pray at the sacrificial altar, and you can offer vertebra shackles to increase the allegiance with the covenant, or just leave. Skeletons everywhere, and tons of bones here at the Mound Maker's Covenant. So, yeah. The only way out from here is a homeward bone, unfortunately. But we have some business back at the shrine anyway. As you may recall, we found Loretta's bone back in the Undead Settlement just a little while ago. Well, I think that Greirat has been a kind enough friend that he deserves to know. Hey, man.
Oh, hello, you're back. And in one. Heavens, she was already dead. Thank you. I'm not surprised, though. Almost a relief, really. You can keep the ring as, well, a little trinket of thanks, I suppose.
And with that,
you can keep the as
Greirat now knows. Now I would advise if anyone wants to get any items from Greirat to do this before giving him Loretta's bone, as, well, you'll see soon enough. What's this, by the way? Just a kite shield. Okay. So yeah, if you want anything from Greirat, buy it now. Buy it quick.
Goodbye.
And stay safe. So, Greirat has been informed of Loretta's demise, his friend's demise, unfortunately for her and even him. And we're going to return to the Undead Settlement, as we have a little bit more business to do here. But we'll continue that on the next episode. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this nice little taste of Dark Souls 3. We found the Mound Maker's Covenant, and we will continue. Look at that giant. Look at that guy shoot some arrows. That is impressive. So, I'll see you guys on the next one, where we will continue our journey through the Undead Settlement. There's lots more to come when it comes to this area, so do stay tuned. See you next time, guys, and, bye-bye.